Hello and welcome to Bright Days MtG. My name is Vyacheslav and today I will show you my Premodern Magic deck. As you can see, it's a white and black deck, also known as That Guy L. That Guy L, it's not only the name of the deck, it's also sort of the beer by Rouge Company. Originally, the deck was created for Legacy format by Christopher Piccola, but Legacy version of course contains much powerful cards like Sinkhole or Hymn to Tarach or Dark Confidant, cards that not legal in Premodern, but this version is cool too. At least you can play it in Premodern format, so it make it better. So at the first I will show you all single cards, tell something about, tell about game plan for the Team's mid-range deck, and at the last show you the sideboard. You can see it now, but I tell about cards too. Begin from creatures. In deck we have Nantuko Shade. Very nice black card for 2 mana to 1, and also can be buffed by black mana. So if you have untapped black lands, it's hard to block Nantuko Shade. Maybe very good. Deck contains 3 copies because you don't want to see 2 copies on the table mostly. Hypnotic Spectre. This guy not in English, but we have 2 power and 2 toughness, flying, and when deal damage to opponent, the opponent will discard a random card. It's good, like part of Hymn to Tarach that also deal damage. 4 copies. Exalted Angel, one of the very powerful creatures in format. It's have 5 toughness, very big, flying, can gain some life by lifelink ability, and can be played not only on the 6th turn, but also fast. You can put it into play like a morph, 3 mana, and when a morph on the 4th turn. Very good. 3 copies because not very cheap. Mysticor. Maybe it's my favorite creature in the deck. If you see my old school videos, you know that I have not Sushi. And in Premodern I have this creature, cost 4 mana and much more better than Sushi. Mysticor deal 1 damage to target creature, any target creature, just for 2 mana. For 8 you can kill even this Mysticor, and have regenerate for 2. But at each turn you need to discard 1 card from your hand. So after you play Mysticor you will not fill your hand, mostly. Last creature in the deck is Spectral Lynx. Focus? Oh, yeah, it's working. Spectral Lynx. It's mostly just fun. It's good versus green decks, can protect you from big guys and can deal damage even if your opponent have 100 of element blockers. Also, this guy regenerate, so hard be to kill it by lightning bolts and simple spells, and can block not green big creatures a lot of time. Deck contains 2 copies of Lynx because it's specific, and 2 copies of Mysticor because it have high upkeep cost and you will never put into play 2 Mysticors at the time. Now, Enchantment. Phyrexian Arena, very powerful card. You can see you will draw extra card on each turn. It means that if you have Arena and Mysticor, you will still fill your hand, and if you have not Mysticor, you will draw 2 cards in the hand. Card advantage is very good in Magic. My version of the deck contains 3 copies of Phyrexian Arena, by some reasons. Mostly players use 4 copies because it's very powerful. Now go to spells. First one is Dark Ritual. I think you know that card. Instant, for 1 blacket, generate 3 black. A very good card. I like Dark Ritual in old school and Premodern too. It's give you a big ramp for mana. Just once, but very fast. With Dark Ritual you can play Phyrexian Arena or Hypnotic Spectre on the first turn. Mysticora or on the 2nd. Yes, on the 2nd. And you can play a lot of spells in the first turn. Sometimes you can use it like Giant Groves if you control Nantuko Shade. You can take 3 black and buff it on 3. Sometimes it's not so good when you draw that empty hand, but I still like it. Duras. One of the much powerful cards in format. It's not good versus creature heavy decks like goblins or elves, better from elves sometimes, but versus control or mid-range deck, you will discard powerful removal or cards like Arena or parts of combo. Very good. Just for 1 black mana, 4 copies to play it on the first turn regular. And one of the best removal in the format, Swords of Plowshares. Swords to Plowshares, sorry. Remove target creature, opponent gain life, but lost creature. Gerard's Verdict. It's good and balanced discard spell. Not so powerful like Hymn to Taraj, but more fun. I think, Hymn to Taraj very unfun card. In this card, your opponent will choose what to discard, but if he discards lands, you will gain 3 lives for each land discarded. Sometimes you can play Verdict to yourself, discard 2 lands and gain 6 life, just for 3 cards. Fun. Maybe Vindicate. Hope. Good spell too. It's sorcery for 3 mana, will destroy target permanent. So it can destroy land, creature, everything in format. Everything in any format is real. 4 copies. Lands. It's Wasteland. Wasteland can destroy Mishra's Factories, or real mana base, or some powerful lands for specific combos. Oh, we have hidden card here. It's Death Grasp. I don't see Death Grasp in another builds of that guy, but I like this card very well. On the picture you see Urza and Gerard that fight in the arena again, and it's like drain life, but will gain life much more than damage that you deal. So if you play Death Grasp on the 5 to 1/1 creature, you still will gain 4 life, 5 life, sorry. I think it's very good, but maybe too expensive and too slow for format, but I like it. So we'll use anyway. Good, like a dual land, 3 copies of Tainted Field. It can give you a black or white mana or colorless one, but it gains black or white only if you have swamp. So it contains 3 copies because sometimes you have no swamp. At the same time, that contains 4 copies of Case of Coils. It's Pain land. Can create colorless mana or black and white, black or white, but will deal 1 damage to you. 10 swamps, basic swamps from Ice Age, you can see it, and 3 planes to play or white spells from Ice Age 2. So, what tell about deck? You can see it's mid-range deck. You will play powerful cards and try to gain advantage just because you have powerful cards and your opponent not. It's a specific one for mid-range. Also, deck contains first turn's plan, I can say. You can play Dark Ritual as the first turn, it's best start, and after play Phyrex in Arena to have cut advantage in the entire game, or Hippie to start discard cards, or Nantuko and Duress to discard the opponent's spell and look at opponent hand. And after you see opponent hand, you can use Verdict on the second turn, and because you know most of opponent cards, you can think about play Vindicate as land destruction spell. If your opponent discards some lands to save spells, you can just destroy his mana base by Vindicate on the third turn and Vindicate in the Wasteland after. It can be a very good win strategy. And after just play big guys and finish game. As you can see, my version have only odd bordered cards and also black bordered and also very old, but not old school legal. Only hip old school legal, but you know, hippie with black border, it's hard to find. So my spells that legal in old school, but not hippie, it's Ritual, Swords, or some lands, all from Ice Age. Now go to sideboard. Format contains a lot of red decks, I mean Sly and Goblins very popular, so Circle of Protection Red can save your life. 2 copies of Disenchant. Of course, the deck contains Vindicates to destroy problem artifact enchantments, but sometimes you need more Disenchant effects. So I have 2 copies in the sideboard. 2 copies of Wizard Wretch. The zombie for 2/2, and for 1 mana he exile card from graveyard. So you can exile entire graveyard by a lot of mana, or exile cards that your opponent try to reanimate, just for 1. 2 copies of Diabolic Edict. It's Edict instant. Your opponent will sacrifice 1 creature. Can help versus players that use some Transformers, I think. Some big creatures. Not every big creatures, but a lot of big creatures will die from this card. 3 copies of Phyrexian Negator. This guy have trample at 5/5 for free, and if your opponent or you by some reason will deal damage to this guy, you will sacrifice permanents for each 1 point of damage. A very dangerous card versus many decks, but versus control like blue-white or some else control that not deal damage by Fire Ice and Lightning Bolts. It's card very cool. You can begin game from Dark Ritual and Negator and don't play spells more, deal all damage. 2 copies of Engineering Plague. When it comes into play, you choose creature type like Elf or Goblin or maybe something else, and all these creatures gains -1/-1. It's enchantment, so it's a long effect. And 2 copies of Perish. It's versus tribal cards, tribals decks too. I mean elves, very powerful in Premodern. Destroy all green creatures. So it's all sideboard, all my deck. Of course, my version not very powerful, that contains much effective builds decisions. It's better to remove cards like Grasp and use for Phyrexian Arena, or use some powerful singletons like I don't remember the name of artifact, or Skeletal Scrying to draw a lot of cards in the 1 moment. But it's still good, I have fun when play it, and if you want to play Premodern and build some midrange, it's a very good choice. Look at this deck. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like and a comment. Have a nice day and be healthy.